In the third and final part of my series on building websites with Gridsome and WordPress, we're going to learn how to extend the WordPress schema using a series of plugins. We're then going to present the data through the GraphQL plugin and query the data from Gridsome, essentially proving that it can be accessed within our Gridsome website. See, WordPress was set up by default to be kind of, just for blog posts, right? And then they kind of added pages on top of it, but ultimately at the underneath of it, everything is considered a post. So in I can't remember the WordPress version they did this, but they introduced the concept of post types. So although everything is a post, you can classify it different. So technically in WordPress, a page is just a post with a type of page. They're kind of the same thing, which is why when you go into WordPress and you click on a post and you add a post, you get this editor. But also if you go into a page and they have changes on me, you get the same editor because it's all technically a post. So there's a couple plugins that you can use to extend the types of posts you have, as well as add custom fields to those. And then, the same guy who built the WP GraphQL plugin, he also built some plugins to extend those and make those available through the GraphQL API as well. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to install those plugins. We're going to configure them so this way we can obtain that data through the GraphQL API. And then from that point, it's just you kind of use your imagination as you go, and you can blow this thing up and make it as complex as you want. So it works like a real content management system, for more than just, content itself. So anyway, after that long ramble session, let's go to plugins again. We're going to add a new plugin. Now there's two plugins we can install from the built-in repository. And then there's two we're going to have to install manually. Okay, so let's do custom post type. UI is the first one. So custom post type UI is going to actually let you create custom post type. Yeah, here we go, this guy. This is what lets you register custom types using the interface. See, custom types can always be used using PHP code, but if you're like me, I hate PHP. I want to have nothing to do with PHP. I keep hearing it's better, but I don't know. So anyway, custom post types let you do that. And then the next one we're going to need to install is advanced custom fields. Advanced custom fields let you create field groups that you can tie to posts or post types, and you can basically add any kind of field type you want. As you'll see, we're gonna create some new fields here in a bit here. So advanced custom fields, not extended. We're just gonna do this guy here. This is the original advanced custom fields. Okay, and then we have two that need to be added that are not inside of here. And these are the components that extend those original two plugins, and they will let you present those through the GraphQL API. So the first one is, oops, that went away a lot quicker than I wanted it to. So let's look for WP GraphQL, and it is called CPT UI, custom post types UI. Here we go. So we'll go to releases, we'll download this guy. So that's the one we want there. And then the next one we need, actually, let's just go up to the guy's main repository. Not that, it is the ACF, I think. Yeah, WP GraphQL ACF. This is what's going to, so the custom post types, WP GraphQL custom post types is going to let you present those custom post types into through the GraphQL API. ACF will do the same thing with custom fields. So we'll download this and then we'll get these two guys installed here. So heading back here, let's upload some plugins. Let's grab custom post types, install this guy, and let's grab that last one we got, upload plugins, and install that guy. All right, so we have custom post types UI, advanced custom fields, both activated. Oh, they're not activated. Let's activate them. That one's not activated. Okay, so that's good, and then we have our two new WP GraphQL ones that we added. All right, so now let's extend the schema. In my article that I wrote, the concept that I went along with was like writing courses. Like if you ever done any kind of video courses, which I plan to do in the near future, you need a place to store them. And WordPress is a place you can store like meta information about them. So we're gonna kind of take that concept and run with it. And We're going to use the built-in editor for the description of the course. We're going to use the custom fields. We're going to create our price, which is going to be a number. We're going to set is in preview just to flag whether the course is in preview or not. That's going to be a true false. Release date, and then the author. You could use a built-in user. WordPress as the author, but for the sake of demonstrating a text field, I just chose author. So let's start by doing that. Let's head over to custom post type. Where is it? Custom post type UI. CPT UI. There we go. So let's add and edit a post type. Post type slug is going to be courses. Courses. Let's see. Looks like I did that plural. So plural label is going to be courses, and singular label is going to be course. You can see there's a lot of different things you can add in here. Most of them you can more or less skip over. But we want to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and we can see we have this section here is not part of the plugin by default. We want to set this true for show in GraphQL, and then we're going to use a single and plural name here too. So course, C-O-U-R-S-E, and courses. Okay, so let's add this post type. I think the rest of this, yeah, we can leave the rest of that all the same. So let's add the post type. And now you can see on the left-hand side of the WordPress navigation, I have a new courses section, which was not here before. And as I demonstrated before, since everything's a post, you click add new, you get all the same stuff. Yeah, let's leave there. We're not doing that. Now let's add some custom fields. So inside of the custom fields nav menu here, let's go to add new. And ACF, or advanced custom fields, kind of classifies and organizes them by field groups. So you'd create a group of fields that would be tied to different post types, and then every time you create a post type, you have that data that you can associate with it. So we'll call this course fields, and then we're going to add our custom fields here. The first one, field label, what did we say we were going to do? We said price, field name is price. We're going to set this to number, and you can see there's a lot of different options and stuff you can use inside of here, which make this really, really powerful to build out your own setup. So we're going to set this to number, and it's not required. Show in the GraphQL, and I don't think we need anything else here. Let's add the field. You can see that closes. The UI is a little bit funky here. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, close field. The UI is a little bit funky here because every time you click on it, it expands out this big section that you need to populate. But you know, for what it's worth, all this stuff is free, so you can't really complain too hard about it. Okay, so let's do is in preview is the next one I have on my list, and that's going to be is in preview is fine. This is going to be a true false. True false. Same thing. Everything else can be set like left as default. Add field. We'll add a release date, and we'll set this to. Let's see here. Where's our date? Date picker. I don't need to change any of the format or anything. Okay, so close this field, and last one we want to do is just author, which that is simple enough. Author of the thing. Let's see, that can be left the same. That's a text field. Okay, so let's close this. So we have our field group defined. Now we need to change the rules here. So instead of post type equal to post, we want to change this to course. And then let's scroll all the way down the bottom. Last thing we want to do is we need to give this the whole thing. We need to show the whole thing in GraphQL, and we need to give this a. It says field name here, which I guess kind of makes sense, but really it's like you'll see this when we query the data itself. It's more or less the collection. This is presented as a child object within the course itself. So we'll just name this course fields. All right, so let's go ahead and publish this. And then let's try adding a course. So let's go into courses, and I'm going to add a new course. And now you can see we have, which if you were watching earlier, we did not have all these fields down here, but they're here now. So our course title is, we're going to just kind of riff off of the same thing we've been doing so far. Let's say building websites with Gridsome and WordPress. And we can set a field description. Let's set a description here. What do we want to say? This is a really cool course about stuff. Stuff is always good to learn about. Let's learn stuff. Price is going to be, we'll say $20. Why not? It's in preview, so you can sign up for it. The release date, we'll set it to this Saturday, Halloween. That sounds like a good release date. And the author, I'm just going to use my name. All right, so we've got a title. We've got the course description, which we're just using the native WYSIWYG field editor, or WYSIWYG editor, or what's it called? Not WYSIWYG editor. What's it called? Geez, I can't remember. Gutenberg. The Gutenberg editor. The block editor. Yeah, there we go. All right, so our fields are populated. That's all good. Let's publish this guy. Publish. Now, let's use this playground, and we're going to create a new query here. We can leave this exactly as it was before, but if I do... Oh, hold on a second. I have to refresh our data here. So if I go into default... Here we go. This guy. Let's pop open the terminal again. I Control-C'd that, and then I went ahead and Control-C, went ahead and rebuild. So rebuilt, pulls down all the data, recaches it. And now we don't have to actually change anything inside here, which is really cool. So because we're set up already to hook into WordPress to pull all of our data down, and it's already going to since Gridsome is designed to like reference the schema and kind of use that internally. It has all that information it needs to pull this data down. So nothing inside of the rest of our site needs to be changed. What I can then do is let's open up a new query here. And now you can see I have courses here instead of just posts, and which was not here before. And we'll say same thing, edges, node, not nodes. And we'll take an ID, we'll take a title, and we'll take the content. And then watch this. If I do course fields, you can see I have, this is a child object, but I can reference all the fields inside of this group that's associated with the course itself. So we can pull price, we can pull author, we can pull is in preview, and what was the last one we did? Release date. And now if I run this, you can see I get, just like we had before, we got the ID, we got the title and the content, but we also got all of our custom fields. And then since this is a totally different post type inside of WordPress, you can kind of use your imagination and figure out like, hey, if I want to build out a schema or, you know, some kind of relational API, but I don't want to have to go to the trouble of building it myself. I mean, WordPress plus GraphQL is a really solid choice for that. If you like this video, feel free to give it a like and share it out to your friends. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel for new videos every week. If you're looking for help on an issue or just want to collaborate with other developers, be sure to join my Discord by clicking the fullstack.chat link in the description below, or just enter it into your browser to join. Thank you so much and have a great day.